Our first coach today is Paula Wilkins from the Wisconsin women's soccer team. On the heels of a 1-0 win at Maryland on Saturday, Coach Wilkins' Badgers moved to 8-1-1 in conference play and clinched at least a share of the conference championship, the team's first Big Ten regular season title since 1994. Wisconsin's won 8 straight games, its longest win streak since 1987, and it will host Northwestern on Wednesday night in the regular season finale, looking to lock up an outright championship. That game will be streamed on BTN Plus beginning at 7 p.m., and the Badgers will also host their opening game of the Big Ten tournament on Sunday. That start time will be determined later this week. With that, we'll take an opening statement from Coach Wilkins and open it up to questions.
Thank you for this opportunity to go a little bit earlier today. We actually been heading out to practice right after this because there's no rest for the weary. It was a great result on Saturday against Maryland, something typical that our team's been all season, just kind of consistent in being able to play together as a team and putting an effort in on both sides of the ball. And it was truly a team success in terms of just the victory and also clinching a share of the Big Ten. And as soon as I say share of the Big Ten, I told the players that we have some more work to do this week in preparation for Northwestern, which will be our final game in the Big Ten. And it's important, I think, for this team to kind of complete the journey that they've had since the beginning of the Big Ten. And that means that we have to do all the right things in terms of recovering and preparing for Northwestern. I know it's something that they will look forward to winning the title outright, but obviously has a very challenging Northwestern in front of them who've done very well this year. So we're going to have to continue with what we've done with our preparation, but also with our effort and our focus to get that result, and then also having the opportunity to possibly host the Big Ten tournament in the upcoming weeks. So it's been an exciting journey with this group, but it is not even close to being over.
With that, we'll open up for questions. There are microphones on both sides of the room. Go ahead.
Did you see this coming at the end of September?
No. Actually, after the result against Penn State, I think I've said this before, is that I told the team we lost 4-0 at Penn State, and I said that, you know, you have to decide what type of team you need to be and want to be. And I think that really jolted some of them into doing what they're doing now. And, you know, I think it also took some pressure off of them. I think that they started playing and focusing one game at a time. And I think that made a huge difference in it. And so at the end of September, I didn't really see that, but you could feel the momentum building, and I think that's something that they've done quite well with.
Understanding that, as you said, that the journey's not complete and what you want to do, what does it mean to the program, especially for you, as you came here and set goals to kind of check this off, check that off the list to have a Big Ten championship now under your belt?
What I told them was that, you know, last year we won the tournament, and that was a 3-game series. To win at least a share of the league, that's over a long period of time, and that's consistency over a long period of time. And I told them that I was more proud of that than anything. But I think for me, with the program, and one of my first players when I first got here, named Krista Liskevich, was at the game, and she was so happy and she was supportive. And I said, it started with you. Like, you decided to make a change, and I think the culture that they've changed here, their attitude, their mentality, all of that, they've changed it. It's just really great as a coach to see and be a part of, because obviously we've had our ups and downs through my 9-year career, and it's just nice to see that pay off and all the work of all the players throughout the years who've done that.
That line that you said that you laid on them when you said you've got to decide what type of team you're going to be. As a coach, is that something that you like put in the memory bank for later and say, oh, if a few years down the road it's a similar situation, I'm going to use that because it worked that first time?
I think sometimes you do. I think every team is so different, and you've got to know their personalities. I think for me, I was trying to poke the seniors at that time because they have a lot of pride and a lot of competitive mentality. And I know they take a lot of pride in what they do and the work that they've put into it. So I think I'm going to have to make sure the group is right for those words. But it's definitely one that I'm going to keep in my back pocket.
So you could host all the way through the Big Ten tournament? Could you explain?
With a tie or a win. This year the Big Ten tournament has been changed. It's a 2-weekend format. So with the top team hosting. So if we win the first round of the Big Ten tournament, then the Final Four will be at the highest seed that's still available. So that's a definite possibility and a huge advantage. And we still have a lot of NCAA implications ahead of us. So I think it's important. And for me, we're starting 6 seniors right now who've had a huge impact in the program for the last 4 years, and we'd like to see them some more home games for sure. So I think the game against Northwestern has a little bit more meaning than just the Big Ten implications, but just getting them more home games because, to be honest, this year the crowds have been fantastic. And, they've grown every game, and hopefully we get some more people out there on Wednesday. The student-athlete population has been great. We've had the men's soccer team out there, swimmers out there, football out there. So, it's just even feel that vibe has been pretty amazing.
Go ahead,
Paul,
Brandon.
what kind of focus or even sense of urgency do you feel with the senior class to keep this going as long as they can and keep the season alive?
Well, I think anytime you talk to a coach, we talk about the experience that athletes have, and you want to keep providing that experience because those are memories they'll keep forever. Even on Saturday when they got their hats and their T-shirts, those memories are something that they'll hold on to. And it's incredible the selfie generation. I can't imagine how many selfies I've seen taken in this amount of time. Like when I won it was like here's and then walked away basically. But those memories you want for them, and that's what you want from their experience here at Wisconsin. And to let them know that they've created that. And what I feel confident with right now is that those seniors will make sure that whatever happens, they're going to put their best effort forward. And that's all you can ask for from your team and from players.
Over here, Coach.
Rose gets so much of the attention. Who else deserves that kind of attention? Who else has helped get you to this point?
I like to say everybody. They've all played different roles. I think our midfield has been exceptionally well in their mobility. I was just watching film of the Maryland game, and their ability and their mobility has been great. But the defense has been right beside it. I think led by Brianna Stelzer, who is one of the best defenders that I've coached in my 21 years. Just her focus, her intensity, and she throws it out every game. And if you ever seen her, you don't want to be tackled by her for sure. Like if you're walking down the hall, you'd move to the other side. And she's been great. And even that with Kylie, she's kind of the brains of the whole operation back there. So, the single one person out, I think Rose would even tell you that it's everybody. And like I said, our defending from front to back has been fantastic, and we've defended higher up in the field, and it's made a difference. And so I know she would easily say that it's all of her teammates too. So type of player she is.
Over here, Brian.
You warned us last week that Maryland was going to be tough. So it's 70 minutes into the game, 75, and there's no score. What was going through your mind?
Oh, no. We've been in this position a lot, and I think the players have a confidence about them that it's going to happen with the work rate that they've had. But what we've talked about is somebody has to be special, and, it was Michaela this time. But also on the other side, defensively, we had to shut down some of their problems and their issues, Alex Anthony especially. But there's a belief now, and as a coach, there's that belief is something that you can't coach. It's experience that they have, and so I wasn't as worried as people would think because it's the game of soccer, right? It comes down to those moments. So it was a little bit. I have a little gray hair, but happy that it ended the way it did.
Any other questions? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.